Studies indicate that an estimated 700,000 jobs have been lost, and thousands of businesses relocated out of the state in the past decade. What will you do to attract business, maintaining the existing businesses, and create jobs?
So it turns out that people and businesses respond to incentives. This is a revolutionary concept to a lot of folks in Springfield, but this is what happens. So I wish this was complicated. I wish this required blue ribbon panels of Nobel Prize winning economists and in-depth studies by economics professors and so forth. This is about simple bread and butter tax and spend and borrow policies. That is what is driving businesses and families out of this state like it was on fire. So you have to, like I said, tax and corporate tax, state income, state corporate tax. Spending caps, so you restrain government from crowding out private investment. The workers' comp system, yeah, that's a problem, but it's not so much businesses paying into the system, it is the jackpot justice, not just with the trial bar, but with the industrial commission. And talk to a manufacturer that ever has to go before that kangaroo court. I mean, all of these systems are wired to punish people who produce in this state. You want to know what Mitch Daniels did, since his name is always invoked, usually by me? He did two simple things. He reformed the state's property tax system, and he slowed the rate of state spending growth. And in the last 2 years, Indiana has brought $15 billion in foreign direct investment into that state, more than any other state in the nation during that 2-year period. 2 new auto manufacturers, one that had considered Illinois, and a new Nestle plant coming online. Companies that would have been much better sited in Illinois, right? We're the transportation hub of the Midwest. We're the manufacturing base of the country, at least we used to be. But those companies look at this state and they say, are you kidding me? There is no way I am coming there. Because number one, I'm not dealing with the political culture. But number two, even if I was willing to tolerate that, I can't make the math work. I cannot jive the numbers. The only way that you present incentives that make Illinois an attractive state, because we are, as I said, we are not just losing jobs to India, we're losing jobs to Indiana. And the way you make us attractive is to make us a low-tax state. That is the only way home. Yes, tort reform is part of it. Yes, workers' comp reform is a big part of it, because that's the biggest expenditure after you get past payroll and health care. Yes, unemployment insurance reform is part of it. But you have to get the bread and butter tax and spend and borrow policies right. And the one that I haven't talked about, borrowing. 8 weeks ago, to keep the lights on in state government, we borrowed $3.5 billion against a pension fund that already has a $90 billion unfunded liability, the largest in the nation. You know what borrowing $3.5 billion is? It is a backdoor tax increase. Who do you think pays the interest payments on those bonds? The bond fairy? No, you do. We borrow against tomorrow to pay for yesterday. We treat people who produce as those with the ability to pay, and they teach Pat Quinn and the Democrats, but they are also the people with the ability to leave, and that's what they're doing. You have to get tax and spend and borrow policy right, or it just doesn't matter, and we cannot compete.